board games are like cooking, and that if you don't do it with other people, no one will appreciate it. I don't know where I was going with that. I'm gonna make green chili. It's like my green chili recipe. You're welcome. Link down below in the doobly-doo. Okay. If you don't have an Instapot, you can use a slow cooker or just like a Dutch oven on the stove. So, that's probably clean. So, in Coimbra, each of you represents like a old money house in Portugal. You and your opponents, as old money, offer bodyguard protection and like favor protection to the new money, or to like different people in the clergy, that kind of stuff. But by offering those services, they owe you favors, because of course. This is represented by cards. So you are drafting cards, which are you gaining favor and services from these various people within the city. It's a very loosely applied theme, if we're really honest, Coimbra, but it's still beautiful and interesting. It does some really interesting dice placement drafting things that you probably have seen if you've played like Marco Polo, or maybe Grand Austria Hotel or something like that. So, there's 4 rounds in a game, and every round, oh my god, I'm gonna start crying. Every round, there's dice, and there's a certain number of dice depending on the number of players. Oh my god, this onion. You roll all the dice, and they're in a dice pool, and then you draft them one at a time. The color of the dice that you draft determines what kind of income you'll earn at the very end of that round. So orange dice will get you orange income, purple dice will get you purple income, so on and so forth. You want to draft the die color that makes sense for what income you want to gain at the end of the round, but you also want to pay attention to the pip value. The pip value is actually the cost, the amount of money or guards that you will spend to draft or buy the card that you want during the next phase of the round. So you're going to first draft dice, paying attention to the color and the pip value for different reasons, which I think is super spicy and awesome. And then you put them in one of the 4 rows that has the cards dealt into it. The top row is like castle actions, which are just whatever actions that you can use to help benefit you during the game. And then the other 3 rows are filled with different members of society that you can gain favors from, which will increase your income in certain areas or give you like kind of like chaining or engine building abilities during other phases of the game. This is entirely extra, but I like to add fresh peppers. The turn order for the next phase is determined by where the dice are placed, and you're just going to go die by die, and whoever owns the die will pick the card that they want. Oh my god. So you're gonna get 3 cards, or you can do castle actions so you get less cards. But the different types of cards that you can pick up will go different places. You want to draft cards that will help you move around the map. You want to draft cards that will increase your income in certain areas so that you can have more money and more guards, so you can buy better cards future, or you can buy better cards because whoever pays the most money is going to go first. So if you have more money or more guards, you're going to have better picking, but to do that, to have more money and more guards consistently, you're going to have to get influencers that give you more money or more guards. It's kind of it's an engine builder, really. There's very little interaction in regards to players doing anything for each other, except for in the dice drafting and then thus the card drafting. Because you can do, woo-hoo-hoo-hoo, that's first. That's what you deserve for making me cry. We've played Coimbra at 2-player, 3-player, and 4-player, and we love it at all player counts. Like straight up, enjoy this game, hence why I'm telling you about it. I got a chili pepper guy. The game ends automatically after 4 rounds, and whoever has the most points wins. There's a few different ways to get points, but like everything you're doing in the game to build your engine is to fund it so that you can get more points. The primary meat of Coimbra that you have to balance is the dice drafting versus what your opponents want to get, the card drafting versus what your opponents want to get, and then the moving around the map, which no one can block you on anyway, but depending on what your opponents do in regards to taking cards or dice will affect your ability to move around the map. The more you play it, the more combos you see and the more cards you know, and you know what's in the deck, because all the cards are going to be available. there's a lot of replayability in like what tiles and voyages are on the board, the map part of the board. Those will change every game, but the main influencer cards that you're drafting are the same every game. They just come out at different phases. So it's less about, oh, you beat me because you did a better tableau. It's more about, oh man, I could have done better if I did this, so next game I'm going to try and do this. Cool. This looks amazing. Oh, it's spicy. If you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more, feel free to subscribe. And tell me down in the comments what your favorite game night food is, because this is definitely ours. Green chili, nom 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 nom. And yeah.